Students, welcome to the virtual class of HRM. In our seventh lecture of HRM, we are going to learn about the HR policy and then changing environment of HRM. Okay, so here HR policy. Before going to start this point, we must clear about it because we have discussed this point in the last lecture about the policies, HR policies, and all point human resource policies. This point we have discussed in the last lecture. Now in this lecture we are going to learn about the HR policy. Policy means it is ultimately rules and regulations. So HR policy, human resource policies focuses on the rules and regulations. But here in which area, in which types of rules and regulations HR department can focus. So these are the important 7 points, 7 policies where HR management work. The first one is acquisition. Acquisitions means the synonyms of acquisition is procurement or getting. Procurement for what? Procurement of employees. Okay, procurement of like other activities, getting new things in the organization related to the humans. We as an HR manager, it is our responsibility to getting the employees from the market or procuring the employees from the market. So for that HR policy is necessary. Which types of HR policy is necessary? Related to the acquisition. Acquisition means procurement or getting. Here whenever we are recruiting in our organization, that time it is the responsibility of the organization to follow HR policy. Otherwise it will not be a proper way to getting the employees in the organization. So here policy may be decided for how to get the employees from the market, which types of steps must be followed by the employees when they have to be recruited in our organization. So for that they are deciding some rules and regulations. For example, here they will decide that if we want to recruit someone in our organization, they must follow some stages like recruitment stages, selection stages, etc. How to select, when to select, like internal recruitment, external recruitment. If internal recruitment, for what duration, external recruitment for what duration, what is the starting salary, etc. Point must be decided before recruiting someone in the organization. So these types of point cover under the acquisition. Acquisition related policy is nothing but rules and regulations related to the recruitment of the employees or recruitment of the person. Okay, so related to these rules and regulations called acquisition. Okay, next one is compensation. Compensation means વળતર. એક્વિઝિશન એટલે કે આપણે કહી શકીએ છીએ મેળવવું. ઓકે, અને કમ્પેન્સેશન એટલે કે વળતર. The person who are working in our organization, he will not work for free. He may take some benefit like monetary benefit and non-monetary benefits. So as an organization, we providing some benefit to the employees, like we are providing salary to them, we are providing other than the salary activities, for example transportation facilities, housing facilities. So this point cover under the compensation. વળતર કોના માટે? એમ્પ્લોઈઝ માટે. હવે એમ્પ્લોઈઝને કઈ રીતે વળતર આપવું, ક્યારે આપવું, કેટલું આપવું, કેટલા સમયે ઇન્ક્રીમેન્ટ કરવું, બોનસ ક્યારે આપવી, એના કામનું મૂલ્યાંકનમાં કઈ રીતે વધારો કરવો, તો એના પ્રમાણે એના વળતરમાં કઈ રીતે વધારો કરવો. સો આ બધા રૂલ્સ એન્ડ રેગ્યુલેશન્સ ડિસાઇડ કરવા એ કમ્પેન્સેશન પોલિસીની અંદર આવે છે. ક્લિયર? વેરી ઇઝી પોઈન્ટ. થર્ડ, અપ્રેઝલ. અપ્રેઝલ ઇઝ નથિંગ બટ વેલ્યુએશન ઓર મૂલ્યાંકન. whose valuation of the employees work, whose work is important, whose work has more priority, why this work is so valuable and why the some work is not valuable. If he is performing some valuable work, then what to do, how to manage, how to analyze, etc. point must be there. Otherwise employees cannot get the benefit. How we are giving the benefit or compensation to the employees on the basis of their work? How we can decide that his or her work is achievable or his or her work is important for the organization? So here we have to decide some rules and regulations for the appraisal, for the valuation of the work. For example, in your classroom, how we deciding the rank of the students, like first rank, second rank and third rank? Why all students are not getting the first rank? Because it depends on their work. That's why how they are working, what is their level, how we can decide the value of their work. So these types of rules and regulations also cover under the HR policy. It's called appraisal. Clear? Appraisal means mulyankan or valuation, we can say that. Fourth point is training and development. Very easy point. How to provide training when we acquiring the employees. First point, acquiring. How we can acquiring the employees, and then how we can providing training to them. Which types of development activities we must follow so that employees can get motivated in the organization. So these types of rules and regulations also the part of HR policy. Here the HR manager or the HR department will decide who will get which types of training, who will get which types of development program. So on the basis of that, providing training, giving developmental activities, etc. For example, when the employees came into the third level or in a third grade position, so which types of training is necessary? Or employees came into the first level or first grade recruitment, so which types of training we must provide? How we will give them development activities, development work, so that employees will get motivated. So here there are some rules and regulations. If employees are from in a bottom level, then which types of training must be provided? When employees are from the top level, then which types of training must be provided? When employees are in a bottom level, then which types of development activities must be there for their development? And when the employees are from the top level, then which types of development activities must be followed? So these are the rules and regulations which HR manager can focus. Okay, now next point is HR mobility. The meaning of mobility is gatisilta, dynamic. Yes, as per the situation, as per the time, we must accept the changes. We must accept the changes in the organization related to the employees. So here there are many rules and regulations related to the HR mobility. When situation will get changed, when there is a change there, when the situation requires some changes, that time which types of step we must follow. We cannot directly implement the changes in the organization, but we must follow some rules and regulations to accept the changes or implementing the changes. So here we require some rules and regulations for implementing the changes. That's why it's called HR mobility. Mobility means gatisilta. Okay. The next point is working condition. Yes, it is also part of the HR department that they have to decide which types of working condition must be there, which types of safety measures implemented in the organization, who will get more safety in the organization in a physical phase of the area, in the physical area of the working place. So which types of condition must be there? If very risky zone, then equipment must be provided, safety equipment must be provided, some rules and guidelines must be followed by the employees in the organization. When the safety is not important, but which types of working condition must be there? These are the rules and regulations followed or managed by HR department in the organization. So it's called working condition of the organization. Okay, industrial relations. Industrial relations means industry's relation with other industries relation in the employees relation in the organization, how to managing this relation with each other, how to managing this relation with another organization for the same organization, etc., etc., because the single organization cannot perform well in the market. There are many competitors, there are many supporters who are performing their work in the market. So as an HR department, it is the responsibility of HR manager to managing the industrial relation with others. So here there are some rules and regulations for managing the relation with other industries, managing the relation with the employees in the organization. So here we can say that industrial relations point related rules and regulation is also the part of HR policy. Clear till here? These are the important 7 HR policy. If anyone have any doubt in this point, please feel free to ask. Okay. The next point is changing environment of HRM. Here in your reference book there are 5 points given. Okay, there are basically 5 points, but I have added few 3 points, or I have added 3 points which will be important for you. Otherwise, the first 5 points are the answer of these questions, changing environment of HRM. Okay, but I have added 3 more points, and in these 5 points, I have given material to you. Okay, notes in this slide. So, changing environment of HRM. So, first is why. What is the meaning of changing environment of HRM? Here we can say that why the changes is required in HRM, human resource management, why changes accepted by the HR department in the organization, or which factors will influence to the HR manager or HR department to accept the changes. So here we can say that these are the points which influence the changes in the organization, because changes is cannot implemented only into the single criteria, but it will be implemented into the many criteria. That's why changing environment of the HRM. The first point is workforce diversity. Workforce diversity. In the past, how we were performing, and now in the present how we are performing, the difference is very vast between these 2 points. So we can say that in the traditional way how we were working, but in the modern way how we are performing, the both points are different. Okay, like here I have given notes to this slide number 39. Workforce diversity. Diversity has been defined as any attributes that humans are likely to use to tell themselves that person is different from me, and thus includes such factors as race, sex, as value and cultural norms. The Indian workforce is characterized by such diversity that is depending and spreading day by day. Ultimately we can say that the changing environment or the changes which we are focusing on the working area side, it's called workforce diversity, because we are not getting the same work for the longer period of time, but we are getting the changes in the single work for the multiple times. That's why it is the workforce diversity. Second one is economic and technological change. Very easy point. Day by day technology is also changing, economic is also changing. So as per the economic, as per the technology, we have to change our culture, we have to change our method. So this point is also affecting to the HR department. That's why it is the changing environment of HRM, because here as per the changing the economy, as per changing the technology, we have to also accept the changing. Here I have given the notes like economic and technological change. Along with time, several economic and technological changes have occurred that have altered employment and occupational pattern. In India too, there is a perceptible shift in occupational structure from agriculture to industry to service. Like we have focused like how before we were working, and now how we are working. Before that, what is the technology, and now what is the technology for the single work. We are also observing the changes. So these are the changes which influence to the HRM also. Okay. Third point is globalization. in the past, in the traditional way, we know that the organization only focusing to the local area or the nearby area only. But nowadays, a single organization or a small organization is also focusing to the global area side, global market side. They want to sell their product not only into their hometown, but they want to sell into the other country also. So as per the demand, as per the requirement, we know that we have to also change our structure. We have to manage our things to acceptable things in the globally. So globalization is the influence factor for the changing environment of the HRM. Here the new economic policy 1991 has, among other things, globalized the Indian economy. There has been a growing tendency among business firms to extend their sales or manufacturing to new market abroad. The rate of globalization in the past few years in India has been nothing short of phenomenal. Okay, or we can say that slightly change the structure, slightly change the method, and focusing on to the global level. Fourth one, organizational restructuring, or ultimately we can say that the overall changing in the organization. Restructure means આખું ફરીથી બનાવવું, ચેન્જ કરવું. Okay, so organizational restructuring is nothing but organizational restructuring is used to make the organization competitive. From this point of view, merger and acquisitions of firms have become common form of restructuring to ensure organizational competitiveness. For example, Idea and Vodafone, they merge because they want to compete in the market, they want to change, they want to restructuring their organization. So it is the best example for organizational restructuring. The mega merger in the banking, telecommunications and petroleum companies have been very visible in our country. Downsizing is yet another form of organizational restructuring. When recession came into the market, that time merger and acquisition points we are observing in our market. So it is also the point of organizational restructuring. Okay, the fifth point is changing nature of work. Yes, changing nature of work. How we were working in the past and now how we are working in the present. For example, in our college life, you were in the last semester you were learning your subject in physical classroom. Now you are learning your subject in a virtual class. So there is a vast difference between this point. We are getting the same point, what knowledge, but the delivering of the lecture is different, or we are using the technology. So same thing is implemented in the organization. We can say that here the changing nature of work, how we were working in the past and how we are working in this present and how we will going to work in the futures, there must be a difference. So here, along with changes in technology and globalization, the nature of jobs and work has also changed. For example, technological changes like introduction of fax machine, information technology and personal computers have allowed companies to relocate operations to locations with lower wages. There is also a trend towards increased use of temporary or part-time workers in organization. Yes, it is also there. So these are the important 5 points which we have to learn under the changing environment of HRM. Now the next point is cultural environment. As per the change of the culture of, like, what is the meaning of culture? Culture is nothing but the group of people following the particular way of spending their life. It's called culture. It is the scientific definition of the culture, but here we can say that the different area following the different way of life to spending. So how we are managing these things in the organization, because we have to follow in a similar way, but the culture is also very important point for us. Different city, different area, the people who are located in a different area following the different culture. So as per the culture we have to manage our organization. So it is the also part of the HR department, how they change, because they got changed. For example, McDonald's in the out of our country, they are serving the non-veg burgers, but in our country they are serving the veg burger also. So it is the changing environment for the HR department for the particular organization. Okay, changing employees expectations. Like in the past, when our country got freedom, that time the demand of the employees were only 2 times meal, but nowadays we know that they want holidays, they want extra financial benefit, they want work flexibility. So we can say that the expectations of the employees got changed nowadays. So as per the expectations of the employees, we have to manage the HRM. So here it is also part of changing environment of HRM. And the last point is changing skill requirement. Yes, before 2007 we were not using computer too much in the banking sector, in the business sector, but after 2007 we observed that the use of the computer is very high. So as per the demand of the computer increase, so we require the computer related knowledge from the employee side. So changing the skill requirement, so it is the part of changing environment of HRM. Okay, clear till here? Now here we have completed our first module of HRM. In the next lecture we will start our second module. Okay, if any students have any doubts related to this module, please feel free to ask. Okay, so these are the 39 slides which I have explained it to you. In the total we have spent 7 lectures. If you have any doubt, please go to the YouTube and watch the previous videos or previous lecture. You will get the proper idea about this module. Okay, clear till here? Now that's all for today's lecture. Next lecture we will start our next module. Thank you.